Hi, welcome to my next video. This time I wanted to show you a new watercolor painting I did recently. This is a repaint of a sketch that I did here on YouTube during a live stream session. I did a 3-hour session showing you how I sketch and paint this shop that we saw together with Kana while we were on location hunting in Karuizawa. We went there to see some locations connected with Studio Ghibli. Even though the sketch I did during the live stream was okay, I didn't like the result so much, so I wanted to try to redo it once again. I started from a rough thumbnail sketch. This is the thumbnail sketch that I decided to use as a base for the final picture. I did few of these, all of them really small, so I don't feel bad when I ignore one of them or decide to change it or decide to erase it completely. So these are just ideas, sketches of perspective and sketches of composition ideas for the main picture. And this time I wanted to do this whole thing without using any photographic reference. So I'm not looking at the pictures that I took with Kana in Karuizawa. I'm drawing this only based on what I have in memory still after drawing the previous sketch. This way I think I have a bit more of creative freedom to put what I want in the picture so it matches the image, the feelings that I have in my head, instead of just being limited by the contents of the photos that I took. Maybe this picture will be less detailed than the previous sketch that I did, but because I'm covering the places I don't remember with my imagination and with the backstory that I kind of made up in my head, it should be more interesting, should have more story in it, should have more feeling in it, or at least that's what I was hoping to achieve. While sketching, I'm trying to think about things like what people are living there, what is the purpose of the shop, what it sells, what's the time of the year, what's the time in the day, where this shop is located, and so on and so on. We think with Kana that this way of thinking is crucial for any art, and especially for sketches like this one, which is similar to concept art for a comic or animation. Okay, so after the pencil lines were finished, I scanned them once and did a quick color test on my iPad in Procreate. I didn't use the photo reference for the colors neither, so I wanted to check if what I was planning to do with watercolors would work. Okay, so this is how the color test ended up looking. As you can see, while I was testing the colors, I decided that this illustration actually needs a bit more background. I could not get the atmosphere that I was aiming for from this picture while it only had the building in it. So I tested some things, I played around with the colors, I did some filters, I changed the colors, I changed the lines, but in the end I decided that what it needs is some trees and buildings in the back to settle it into a nice city scene. So the illustration not only shows the building itself but also its surroundings. I quickly added the necessary background with pencil to the original sketch and started painting with my Mijello watercolors. This time I aimed for more saturated, clean, a bit sketchy look for the illustration, so I went for the Mijello set. I also want to use this set for my future illustrations more, so I want to get used to it and used to the color mixes, and this type of illustration that is not tied to anything really is the best test and learning ground for something like this. I started coloring from the lightest parts, so the parts in the backgrounds, the trees and the sky, and then moved to coloring the building with more stronger tones. I also avoided using too small brushes, so I'm not tempted to add too much details. After painting in all the small details like the red chair and the sign of the shop, I decided that this painting actually needs stronger, blacker lines. Usually I would do this on the computer using the original sketch as a multiply layer or use my fountain pens or multiliners. But this time I didn't want to make this painting too detailed, so I decided to try a pencil for the lines. I wanted the lines to be black and not reflective, so a standard pencil would not do. I decided to use the Staedtler 8B pencil, which is nice and black and more similar to a color pencil actually than a usual graphite one. But on the way I thought that it's still too hard, so I switched to a Conté Paris, I think that's how you say it. 2B thick, almost charcoal-like pencil that allows for blacker, smoother and softer lines. With this I added some black contours to things that are in the foreground of the picture to add more depth to it also. Okay, so this is how the finished illustration looks like. I quite like it, but I don't think I would use the black heavy lines for a picture like this again. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. As always, feel free to comment, share and subscribe, and you can also support me on Patreon. Also, I put this picture on my Society 6 shop, so if you want a print you can buy it there. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye!